We just know how to do things the Washington way. We just know how to get your hopes up high and blow the game. Back again, back with a drip that hits and a trim that fits so eloquently, well styled and curated by me, yours truly, your boy with the hell of a flavor, the eloquent razor, Mr. Royale Black. I really want to keep my composure with this video. I really do. Trust me, I really do. I don't want to be sad and somber either about this situation. First off and foremost, we're gonna tip our hat off to our boy, Like, I believe in Sam. I wanted to draft Sam last year, and I had the receipts to prove that. And anybody who know me, they want the receipt, just ask for it. I got you. Because I like what I seen from Sam Tate coming out the draft, and I knew personality was going to fit, and what style of play was going to fit this type of team. We just needed the right coordinator. And EB, we're going to get to you later on in this video, but I'm not going to take a lot of time or we're just going to get right into it. The defense is trash. The defense is bullshit. It is complete garbage. We need to get Jack Del Rio. Like, Jack Del Rio, your key fob does not need to work when you had to work them all. When you go to Ashburn, you try to tap to get into the facility. That shit does not need to work tomorrow at all. Like they should have just gave you a pink slip like immediately after the game was open. Like, somebody should have just walked to the sideline, not even let you walk in the locker room. Like, that shit was terrible. Like, the defense actually looked decent last week, even though we play more of a containment game because we don't really have great pass rushes. They're average pass rushes. The pass rush was a little bit better today. It still was just not enough. Like, Jack Del Rio always waits till it's too late to adjust during the course of the game. Like, instead of just adjusting on the fly or trying to like go down the drive and be like, okay, we don't want to do this. We did this. It looks the same way, like drive after drive. Nothing like really changes. Like, it was a part of the game towards like the end of the second quarter. Like, and the defensive line was actually getting pressure, swatting passes. They were actually, it was a lot of holding in the game too. I don't know who was that Charles Cross? I don't know if that was Charles Cross or their other tackle. It was some holding on F.A. Abada and James Smith-Williams and Tuhill, because they were getting out there. They did call a few holds, but it was a lot more holding than what was being called. I don't even want to rely on that, because at the end of the day, you still give quarterbacks and receivers way too much cushion to put up fantasy football numbers against us, and it doesn't make any sense at all. Sorry about that. It doesn't make any type of sense at all why you give these quarterbacks, you give Geno Smith, no disrespect to Geno Smith. Look, bro, I'm happy you had a comeback season after everybody last season was like, oh, they're starting Geno Smith. And coincidentally, our team in the same situation with the quarterback. Oh, you guys are starting Sam Howell. Now look how stupid some people look. With Geno Smith, he already been in Seattle for 2 years prior to that, so he already had familiarity with the organization, the team, and the playbook. So therefore, of course, Pete Carroll feels comfortable with that. As far as Sam Howell, we knew Sam Howell had talent, but the coaching staff didn't know anything really about him. I'm like, okay, so you draft a guy, but you're not sure if he, like, what he can do. Like, you have to have your backup quarterback, because we traded for Carson Wentz last year. We see how that went. We see how quickly that turn left. Only 7 games played. Taylor Heinicke comes in. We go on a winning streak because we stick to our bread and butter. You have to stick to your bread and butter in order to gain the margin in the lead. And I don't know. I was trying to get like a little bit lyrical right there. We ain't even gonna get all that, but you get what I'm saying. Stick to your bread and butter. Stick to your bread and butter, your backbone, your strength, and that's running, keeping it short and sweet. Then letting the defense dictate your next few plays. You just have to take certain things during the course of the game. Sam Howell looks the part. He looked great during the game, except for that one run where he fumbled, and I actually thought in real time like he hit the ground, but he fell on a player. So like when the ball came out, if the player wasn't right there and that was the ground, he would have been good. We would have got the first down. But anyhow, it's a fumble. Defense still has to step up, still has to play. There's a lot of things that puts more pressure on Sam Howell, and Sam Howell lives up and exceeds the level of expectation that's given towards a 5th round pick. Once projected to go number 1, by the way. But Lord Jesus, this defense, man. Percy Butler. Like, it was a play. I think that was Percy Butler. Maybe that was Danny Johnson. But I know the ball got hit to like the flats to Kenneth Walker Jr., a big, athletic, fast running back. You already know you don't want him in the open field. They slipped before he even like get a chance to tackle him. You already at a bad angle you can't tackle. So he takes it like 60-something yards. And like it was just so much wrong in this game from a defensive standpoint. It's so much that could be fixed. You know, emphasizing pressing receivers. Because you didn't really hear a lot of DK Metcalf only towards the end of the game. And that was due to bad just coverage and like a bunch of other things. And oh my God, the guy who pretty much lost us the game, and this is a guy I had a lot of faith in. It sucks for me to even say this. A guy that it sounds crazy going back to listening to previous videos of me believing this guy become all pro this year and how bad he's regressed and so bad. All these pass breakup, forced incompletions, and all this and that, and you give up all these yards. It's like this team is a conundrum. And like when you talk about a conundrum, if you don't know the definition to that word, go look it up. Because I ain't got time for it right now. But if conundrum was a person, it would definitely be Benjamin St-Juste. Literally cost us the game. Literally undisciplined. Literally just all over the place. And I know a lot of people say, well, he didn't start playing football till he was 17. It's like, you made it to the league. You have to study film. You have to get with coaches. So what does this say about our staff? What does this say about a lot of stuff? Even about the scouting. Like, if this guy liked the discipline in this area, maybe we should have went past him. I know we needed a corner. And I know, like, him coming out of college, he didn't allow too many touchdowns. But he still was raw. And this is your 3rd year and you're still raw. You're still raw like you're a rookie in some areas. Like, this is like rookie mistakes. Like, you can get away with it in your 2nd year. And last year, Benjamin St-Juste, he was handsy. I was like, maybe he'll fix that. It's like he's even way more handsy now. Like, him being too hands-on, too physical, costing us games. And like DK Metcalf, he's not like the route runner that A.J. Brown is, but he has the physicality. And I think St-Juste is not really that fast, but for some reason he does pretty good against like bigger receivers as far as stature and height. But I don't know what's going on with St-Juste. It's just like all over the place. This is just crazy. And it's like, why isn't any on-fly adjustments after that nonsense call? Yes, it was helmet to helmet, but it should have been a flag, not an injection. You take Forbes out the game. You know, you kind of be like, okay, well, who's 3rd and 4th on our depth chart? Well, that means that Danny Johnson will have to be up next. And do you want him playing every down? You want him to be in the nickel? That means Percy Butler going to be on the field more because we don't have Derek Forrest. And you know what I'm saying? Like, who's the next man up? Who is the next man up? And it's like, man, that's why I kind of wish we went out to Ronald Darby, somebody that's familiar with the system. But even in that, it still holds a lot of holes in this defense. And it's like, man, I don't get why we leave the middle of the field open. This has been a problem for like the last 3-4 years, us leaving the back, you know what I'm saying, the back middle of the field open. Jack Del Rio, the fact that you're a head coach and you cannot figure this out, how to stop, because, oh my God, man, this is so frustrating. You look at it on film and you look at it live, you're like, bruh, the middle of the field is always open. You literally giving exploitation for offense. Like, and then we face the Giants next week. We facing, like they said, Danny DeVito nephew. I don't even know how true that is, and I don't care. But at this point, the defense is a joke. It's terrible. The worst in the league. As soon as we get a franchise quarterback or somebody that's starting to mirror that image of a franchise quarterback, the defense goes to shit. I don't care if you're against Sam Howell, you're on the fence, or you rooting for him. That man, the last 3 games, has 300 straight. He has 300. Sorry about that. 3 straight 300-yard games. And we only got 1 win out of it. And everybody always blames the quarterback. How do you blame the quarterback for playing defense? He doesn't play defense. If anything, he's elevated his play when we needed him to. And this is all we ask. He's cut down on the sacks. He's become more decisive with his decision making. And this is what we ask. And this is what we got. We got the guy we need. Now it's time for the defense to do their job. Now it's time for EB to run the ball more, because you see when they started to run the ball more, emphasize the backs like AG and B-Rob in the pass game, how it was effective. That's what you want to stick to, your bread and butter. And Terry, I don't know what's going on with Terry mentally, but I got to give it up to Seattle defense. Like, everybody already know I wanted to draft Devin Witherspoon. That's not no secret. It's all documented on social media. I knew he was the best corner in the draft. Everybody said Gonzo. I said, man, I want Witherspoon. I don't care where he fall, as long as he fall to us. If he could fall to that 16, but Seattle was like, man, it's just too good to be true you fall that far. So that Russell Wilson trade looking good on Seattle and looking much better on Seattle, and it's looking good for us too, because we didn't trade for Russell Wilson. We got Sam Howell. It's looking good. Jahan Dotson, 0 catches. I don't know, like, adjustments got to be made offensively too. Sam still got over 300 yards. Terry needs to have a big game, because I'm tired of seeing A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb had these games, and Terry ain't even get over 100 yards yet. This is week 10. Like, this is crazy. Week 10, Terry McLaurin, no 100-yard games this year. Not one. Not one. The closest he probably came, I think it was 95 yards or maybe 9. I think it was a New York game. But he has New York again next week. Hopefully he could break that. I'm going to make a video on that, but this is just very disappointing and disheartening. And I'm not going to wrap y'all up too much longer, man. I'll be back with some more feedback during the course of the week, man. I got some things to address with a few people. And because I don't even know if I want to start talking about playoffs. I might just look forward to the draft. I don't know. I'm trying to still be positive, because we're 4-6 and still 8 in the playoff hunt. And maybe we win some games we shouldn't win over these next few weeks. And we actually, as Jack Del Rio said, quote unquote, do our job, which he shouldn't even have one right now. But until then, hop up in that comment section, man. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. Till next time, hail to the Washington Commanders. Peace.